So with the all-wheel drive turbo El Camino that I call El Chapo, Shavonda, the Honda-Mino, it is clear that I made some design decisions that you guys did not necessarily agree with. Now let me just say, I don't got a problem with the black bumpers. But in all honesty, I agree with you guys. They looked a little bit out of sort. The thought process behind doing it, maybe I'll explain that a little bit later. Let's just go ahead and address this, figure out some other stuff that we got to do in the shop, and ultimately get started on today's video. Also, you still have a chance to win that 1965 GMC 2500, my beautiful shop truck. If you want to win that thing, get in now before it sells out.
And now, you're watching the I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hog, dogs, chicken, turkey, you name it, channel of YouTube. Welcome to BodeVision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another video. So the first thing that I'm going to do here, let's go ahead and get this black bumper pulled off. The bumper that did not go as well with the paint job as I was hoping. I was thinking it goes from light up top to darker at the bottom, black being the darkest, but it just is not meshing really well for me. So let's go ahead and get this ripped off. My new approach is going to be, if we're going to make it different, let's go full make it match. I'm thinking over here, let's just go full two-tone with it. So we are going to use this tape line. I actually need to bring this lower because the width of the line, but either way, where this tape line roughly is, we are going to go maroon above that. We are going to go white below that, so that way this will follow through. The upper part of the bumper will be maroon, the lower part will be white. The back bumper is going to be the same way, except the line is going to be a little bit higher up, just so that way the flat surface is maroon, the vertical surface is going to be white. It is what it is when we're doing paint jobs. We can always go back and make changes. If I don't like something, if you don't like something, we can always change it for the better. So let's go ahead and get these ripped off. Let's scuff down this fresh clear that I just laid a few days ago. Then go into, we'll do a white sealer to make that white go a little bit easier, and then we'll be looking real solid. So we are making the bumpers color match the car, but the process is not going to be the exact same because it is not going to be as involved. So with the car, we did white over the entire thing. Then we clear coat that. Then we sanded all of that down. Then after that, we started working in our colors. Then we did our clear coat. So we basically had a white base coat, clear coat, color, clear coat, big old sandwich over there. So with these, I'm going to take the lazy way out, and what I mean by that is I'm going to do white over everything. Then I'm going to mask off that white, then I'm going to do that dark maroon, then clear everything. Since I'm not doing all of these colors, I don't need to be as careful and be working on top of clear coat, and ultimately that should be fine. So the first thing is, let's go ahead with that Honda Championship white. We're just going to only mask it one time. We're gonna go white over everything, then mask off everything that we don't want white, then do our dark maroon, and then clear coat this thing. It should be relatively simple to fix the mistakes of last video by going black with these things. Let's go. So we have everything masked off. Now this is going to get color number 5. In the sequence we had yellow, orange, red, maroon, darker maroon as number 5. Burgundy, maroon, don't know. And as you can see here, I didn't go super heavy with the championship white, but where my tape line is plenty heavy enough. The back bumper sits a little bit lower than the front bumper because the front bumper was modified, so my tape lines are just a little bit different. But ultimately, I think that there's some trim that'll cover the transition anyways, which I think looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and lay this out, then I'll pull the tape off. Once the tape is pulled off, we will go ahead and clear this thing. Come on. You get one more throw, then we're going for clear. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Good girl. Okay. All right. Last one, then I'm clearing. All right, let's go for it. No, not clear. Number 5, and then clear. Let's go for it. All right, so right here we have our two-tone vanilla plum. Don't do that. We got our two-tone stuff going. Championship white at the bottom, dark maroon at the top. Now it is time to clear it. I went ahead and I risked not doing the clear coat in between the exact same procedure that I did with the car. And the risk paid off. It was completely fine. I don't have any types of coloration on the white area. Nice clean line. Once I get a piece of trim in here, it'll all be a lot more seamless where the transition is. I think that'll look pretty cool because it'll kind of blend everything out together. Enough talking about it, man. Let's get this thing cleared and eventually get these thrown back on the car. So with that clear coat, overall how the bumpers turned out, I think they look pretty solid. We'll see once I get them on the car. So we're just going to let that dry before I'm handling them. I want to give them at least a day or two. But in the meantime, I had some parts show up. I've just been ordering a lot of the finishing touches for this thing. Now one thing is, I have one OEM side view mirror. I am missing the other. For the other OEM side view mirror in pretty not great condition off of eBay, it's like $120, or I could get 2 aftermarket mirrors like this. These were like 60 bucks. So I'm hoping they're going to work out. I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they will or won't. It's looking a little bit crazy. I don't think this is... We got a cracker going on already. Kind of funky. I don't know if it's going to or not. We'll see. So I got to see about this. We also got door handles. The universal side view mirrors, don't know. The actual correct part numbers for door handles, these should be pretty solid. So I think I'm going to spend some time and figure out if I can foresee how to make these side view mirrors work. just by looking at them, I feel like they want to be mounted like up here. I had also had some people suggested that we do like a JDM style fender mount. I like the idea and the essence behind it, but ultimately we can't go too goofy when the entire outside of the car is an El Camino. We can't just put like a Honda grill on it. It would look out of sorts. So I like where you're coming from. It would actually work out pretty good, but I'm not gonna do it. So let's see what we gotta do to make these work in the proper location. Alright, so what do we got so far? Am I mic'd up? I look pretty good. So with our side view mirrors, I played myself trying to save a little bit of money. Works out sometimes, doesn't work out in other cases. So let me just show you what the problem is we have these holes right here. They're a little bit adjustable. This is more of a universal application. We could have flipped this 180 degrees, one for one way, 180 out for the other side, and it should have been fine. But the problem that I'm having over here is something that some of you guys may have already known, and I'm not completely familiar with every single car. This is way down here, which makes a problem because when the mirrors straighten up and everything, the mirror's lower than the side profile of the car. Now we could fix this by mounting them up here, which doesn't look bad. I mean, I'd turn the side view mirror just so that way it's oriented a little bit better. So we could easily mount them up here. Looks cool, no problem. But the problem is, I don't want to say no problem when there is a problem. The problem is these holes are still here. So this should have been figured out beforehand. That's my bad. I just thought the holes are there. We'll get mirrors for it and no problem whatsoever. So continuing with the mirror issues, let me show you this. So I bought some parts off of a parts card this morning. I'll show you everything that I got, but just to go along with the mirror issue. So I have this one, and this is for the passenger side. You can see that this is meant to sit there, and it puts the mirror up above the door, so that way we'd be able to see just fine out of it. So I only have one of these. Now another one of these exact mirrors is like $150, unless you can find a used one for around $100, but the used ones that I've seen are cracked. So that's why I opted to buy two aftermarket ones, because two aftermarket ones were cheaper than one OEM one at $60 compared to $150, give or take. So when I went on my parts run this morning, I found these guys, and these mirrors are from an 86 model. They are more desirable. They have more of a sleek look as opposed to this rounded look, but I did not know, and I am no G-body expert. Some of you guys may be laughing at me. So in the 86 El Camino, the holes are not over here. I mean, as you can see, that clearly will not work. The holes are more up around the corner. So I could drill holes if I wanted to make these work, because I do have two of them. But again, I do not want to drill holes in my fresh paint. So the only option is I have to buy a 85 or older. I mean, not just infinitely older, but it cannot be an 86 version. It has to be an 85 version for this to work. So if you can see, this goes just like that. The mirror will be cocked over a little bit. So I ordered another one. I tried to save a little bit of money. I ended up spending more money in the end, but it's really no big deal. My haul this morning, I will show you what else I got from it and what else we have here. So if you can see on this side, we have my fresh brand new door handle working exactly as it should. Really nice, no complaints with that whatsoever. But on the other side, I am missing the rod that connects to this down to the mechanism. Now, that rod, I was not able to find it anywhere. There's nowhere that I saw that specific rod. I mean, I know you can bend something, you can make something, you can figure something out. So since I could not find one little rod, what I opted to do was buy an entire door off of a parts car. Now this door was $100. That rod, I could not find it anywhere, but this door also came with the glass, and I am missing the glass for this same exact side. So I did end up doing pretty well by buying stuff off of a parts car. a whole door is kind of unnecessary. The guy did not want to break up the stuff, and I get that, but this is pretty nasty as it is. And I'm also going to take the lock, or maybe I'll have to take another lock if I can't get a key, but we are making stuff happen. So let's just keep on moving, building my nice El Camino, which was a garbage El Camino, by using garbage El Camino parts. Does that make sense? You tell me. Right. Oh, and also, as I'm ranting about all this stuff, I forgot to mention I have about $350 worth of brand new seals, but when you're working on an old car, that's just a given, so I don't count that as a crazy loss in the end. Hopefully it's everything that I needed. Do I think that it's going to be? Not necessarily. But we at least got it. Kit said it included everything that I needed, and we also have new indicators as well. This is for the rear, this is for the front. We're going to have to wire these in to work with the CRV's turn signals and whatnot, because a bulb does go in there. So we got a lot of pieces that are coming in. We also have my stainless steel tube for my wastegate. I'm going to have to cut and weld this to make it work. My plan is for that to discuss that when we get there. We have plenty of things that need to be put on the car at this moment. So all in all, now we got the bumper sorted, we got the rear looking solid, front looking really good. I'm happy with how this line lined up. I kind of just made a mark and stuck with it, and also I have a little bit of adjustability in the bumpers themselves to make sure that body line is really lined up. This one, maybe the bumper could come up just a little bit to make it a little bit more lined up, but it also depends on where you're standing. Like straight on, it's good. Up here, it looks a little bit off. From down below, it also probably looks a little bit off. All about perspective when there's a whole bunch of lines. Also, we got the door handles on. I robbed some other parts off of that donor door that I bought. We have the glass in both sides. I have them down right now because I was doing the trim. I also have door panels that I need to make. Put the other inner trim on there. This piece I am still missing. I bought the rubber for it, but there's also this. If you know about El Caminos and could point me in the right direction on where to get this piece. I had this ripped off because of the paint job and it came off in many different pieces. I have the trim that goes in here, like the rubber trim, but I bent this all It got all messed up. It's all rotten anyways. I didn't want to use it, so I didn't have any problem throwing it away. And this piece goes right over here, tucks into there, and then when the window comes up, it kind of tucks onto the rubber that goes onto this piece itself. So if you have any kind of direction or even know what this piece is called, I've been trying to figure that out. We got the mirrors ordered. I ordered another one just because it is what it is. I tried to save some money, but that didn't work out. We also have license plate bezel. I have tail lights on the way. We have to do full interior for this thing. I still have to get my wastegate done so that way this thing can run and drive. We got to get this thing on the dyno to see what that's gonna do. We also have all of the trim back here that I'm going to be painting. So as we are wrapping this up, I wanted to remind you that you still have a chance to help me out in supporting me in the shop and everything that I do by clicking the link down below and checking out that giveaway. Every entry that you get directly helps me, my projects, my shop, helps me to do exactly what I'm doing, which is making cool videos for you to watch and enjoy. So with all the miscellaneous loose ends coming together, let me know what you think of everything. Would your uncle have done something different? I know he would have. He probably would have kept the bumpers black and argued with them, where me, I understand that they did not look too great. Even myself was a little indifferent about them. I thought they were all right, but I'm a lot more happy with how these look. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. Hit the link down below. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.